A spider plant is one of the most cheerful and obliging companions you can invite into your home. It asks for so little, yet gives back in abundance. Its proper name is Chlorophytum comosum, but the common name is far more descriptive, isn't it? The arching leaves cascade over the side of the pot, like the legs of a very green, very still spider. These plants have been a staple in our homes for generations, often passed down from a grandmother's windowsill. People love them because they are remarkably resilient and bring a sense of vibrant green life to any room, even for those who believe they lack a green thumb. One of the greatest charms of the spider plant is its desire to multiply. From the heart of the plant, it sends out long, wiry stems called runners. At the end of these runners, tiny new plantlets, or spiderets, begin to form. These are perfect miniatures of the parent plant, dangling in the air like little chandeliers. It is this very habit that makes them such a joy to grow in containers, particularly in hanging baskets. They are not merely ornamental, they also work quietly to improve the air quality, making your living space feel just that little bit fresher. The beauty of growing plants in pots is that you are in complete control of their environment. Before we begin, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It means a lot. The journey to a happy spider plant begins right at the bottom, with the pot you choose. This is its home, and it must be a comfortable one. The single most important feature of any pot is drainage. You must ensure there are holes in the bottom. This is not negotiable. These holes act as an escape route for any excess water, preventing the soil from becoming a soggy, airless bog. Without them, water will pool at the base, and the roots, which need to breathe, will inevitably begin to rot. This is the quickest way to send a healthy plant into decline, so always check for drainage holes before you even think about planting. Next, consider the size of the pot. There is a common temptation to give a plant a very large pot, thinking you are giving it ample room to grow. This is a misplaced kindness. A pot that is too large holds a vast amount of soil, which in turn holds a vast amount of water. The ideal choice is a pot just slightly larger than the current root ball, an inch or two wider. This provides room for new growth without creating a waterlogged environment. Now let's talk about what you fill that pot with. Using soil dug up from the garden is a mistake. Heavy, clay, compacts, and can bring pests. Choose a peat-free houseplant mix, light and free-draining. Improve it with a handful of perlite or horticultural grit. Get this right, and you avoid the #1 problem: cold, wet soil, and root rot. Finding the right spot for your spider plant is crucial, and it all comes down to light. These plants thrive in bright but indirect light, like dappled sun through a forest canopy, north-facing window, east-facing window. In brighter spots, shield midday sun with a sheer curtain or place it a few feet back from a south-facing window or a few feet back from a west-facing window. Avoid direct hot sunlight, it will scorch the leaves. Don't banish it to deep shade. Growth becomes weak and variegation fades. A happy plant can see the sky but not feel the sun's heat. Watering is an art. The golden rule: check the soil first. Never water on a schedule. If the top inch is dry, it's time to water. When you water, do it thoroughly until water runs freely from the drainage holes. Then tip away any excess from the saucer. In spring and summer, your plant appreciates a little food, gently. Use a balanced liquid feed at half strength every 4 to 6 weeks. When days shorten, stop feeding. It's resting. So, give it that rest it desires. A little bit of tidying keeps your spider plant looking its best and encourages healthy new growth. You'll see some leaves turn yellow or brown, especially older ones at the base. Simply snip them where they meet the main plant using a clean, sharp pair of scissors or secateurs. Brown tips? Trim for looks, following the natural line. This tidying keeps it handsome and directs energy to fresh foliage. Those baby plantlets are a delight, and your ticket to free new plants. Wait until you see tiny roots, little nubs at the base. Then snip the runner and prepare a small pot with moist, airy compost. Gently press the base in, covering the tiny roots. Keep it lightly moist. In a few weeks, it'll be rooted and growing. It's wonderfully rewarding, really satisfying. Even healthy plants get uninvited guests. Aphids, mealybugs, spider mites. Be vigilant, check regularly, especially leaf undersides and where leaves meet the stem. For small infestations, wipe them off or use a gentle soapy water spray. Chemicals are a last resort. Every year or two, repot when roots push through holes or it dries out fast. Choose one size up, ease it out gently, add fresh compost, center, and backfill. Firm lightly and water well for an instant refresh. So, let's bring it all together. A thriving spider plant needs simple, consistent care. Choose a pot with drainage holes. Use a light and airy potting mix. Place it in bright, indirect light. Water thoroughly only when the top inch is dry, and remember to empty the saucer. Offer a little weak fertilizer in summer, and give the occasional trim to keep it vigorous. Don't let it sit in a saucer of water, the primary cause of failure. Don't use heavy garden soil. Avoid scorching direct sunlight, resist overfeeding. Steer clear of these pitfalls and most problems disappear. This plant wants to live. It is generous, resilient, endlessly giving. It rewards you with a cascade of green, cleaner air and babies to share. It doesn't demand perfection, just a little attention and understanding. If you've failed before, pick up a pot, find a bright corner, and give it another go. You'll be surprised how easy and rewarding it can be. Enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. See you in the next one.